This is Fountain Pendulum. Today is Friday, September 22nd, 2023, and as I understand it, this marks the 10th year of the Pelikan Hub, which is worldwide. So I thought this would be an excellent opportunity in this video to display a Pelikan pen. So here before you is, again, what I understand to be a Pelikan M400. And this is the Tortoiseshell Brown, circa 1990s. And my understanding is that this is the celluloid, and then of course the cap and the finial would be resin. So let's take a look at this. I just love the details of the Pelikans, and I particularly enjoy and love the old style. So here at the cap, we have a pelican with one little chick, and when you're trying to detect your pelicans, you're going to note the the cap there and the logo, as well as the shape of the cap. So I love the multiple step downs there. It's beautiful attention to detail. Love the clip, which is a pelican. See its two eyes and beak. Lovely profile on that. See how it flares up. Such a beautiful design. The cap is brown. It's a very deep brown, but it is brown to go along with the brown tortoiseshell. And then on the cap here, it reads Germany Pelikan. And then let's just take a look at this beautiful tortoiseshell kind of pinstriped celluloid. Really like that style. And then also in identifying your vintage Pelikan, you'll note the shape of the piston knob. The piston knobs on these are extremely smooth and fluid. They're a joy to operate. And even now at this one's age, though I purchased it new old stock, it works very beautifully. All right, so let's uncap and take a look at the nib. There we go. So this happens to be a medium, and the nib is a big point in identifying what year your Pelikan is. So let's take a look under the loupe. It reads Pelikan. It's a 14 karat, and this one happens to be a medium. And then what you're going to look at here is you see those stripes. When it comes to the slit of the tines, they don't meet up. And in the older ones, they do. The ones that are even older than this from the 50s. So mind that. I'll also say here that if you take a look at my nib, I have had it ground. So it came as a medium. It wasn't to my particular liking. So the mediums on the Pelikans are rather stubbish, which is awesome. However, it just wasn't crisp enough for me. So I had it ground to a crisp metallic, and I had it with a oblique. So this is a right foot oblique. And I'll show you how that performs on the writing sample. Another feature that I want to talk about is the fact that these nibs can be removed. I would definitely recommend soaking them for a length of time, because if you can't remove it with ease, don't. You don't want to damage your nib either by bending it or misaligning it or misaligning it from the feed. It just isn't worth it with these vintage pens, but they can be removed. So this one I soaked for a length of time, and then it literally just with ease spun off. So just give it a pinch and then hold the nib and gently twist the body until it removes. And this is the nib unit. Now, unfortunately, in this model that I have, this has a plastic feed, and some of the older ones have ebonite, which I've used before. They're lovely. So that's a little bit of a bummer because I really like ebonite feeds, but it's okay. It still writes and keeps up beautifully. Now I came across this pen at a pen show, and as I noticed, or as I mentioned earlier, it was new old stock when I got it, so it still had its sticker on it. When you twist these units back in, make sure that they're secure but not over tightened. So, yeah, when I came across it, I, thought it was very beautiful and had been on the market for an older Pelikan. So I really like it. And I didn't know enough about it to know what year it was, but what really got me with this pen was I picked it up. I, thought it was very lovely, beautiful. And then I put the nib to my thumb, and that happened with the gentle pressure. And I thought, yes, I would like this pen. This nib has some nice softness and bounce to it, even some flex. So, and that's just, not with much pressure at all. When you're not able to ink up and write with the pen and you're kind of wondering what the nib is like, that's a good test for it. Or you can apply some gentle pressure to a piece of paper. So, yeah, that's an overview. I hope that this tortoiseshell is showing up nicely. It is a semi-translucent, so once we put ink in here, and if I can get the light shining through it just right, you can actually see the ink level. So we're going to go ahead and ink this up. I didn't want to ink it before I wanted to show you what it was like to unscrew the nib unit. So I'm going to ink this up with just some good old trusty Waterman Serenity blue. And I'm not going to do a full fill. But I do like to actually fill the pens. I like to get the most true read that I can on how a pen performs. And when you dip test, it's fine, but I don't think that's the most accurate representation of the nib. So I want to give as accurate a representation as possible on what this nib is capable of. Now these are a smaller sized pen. Just to give you an idea, it's just shy of 5 inches capped, and a little bit longer than 4.5 uncapped. And then as far as the grip section, oh, let me switch this to millimeters. There we go. 9.5 at the grip, and the body is 12 millimeters. I find those references helpful, so perhaps you do as well. Right, so here we go for the writing sample. Right foot oblique is also known as a reverse oblique. So after getting this ground down and everything, this nib, it actually ended up being a 1.0 right on the dot millimeter. And it's very crisp, and I find very responsive and quite wet. All right, so there we go for my Pelikan M400. If you have any input on, did I categorize this Pelikan correctly? Do let me know, but from what I could surmise from my research, that's what it is. So happy Pelikan Hub Day. I hope you guys have a great time wherever you land with your hubs and enjoy your Pelikans. Let me know what Pelikan you have in the comments below, or which one is your favorite. Which Pelikan or what fountain pens are you going to be taking till your Pelikan Hub meetup this evening? So enjoy the day, everybody, and I'll see you on the next one.